not believe it's snowing in the middle of spring. Like, why is this happening right now? I feel like anytime you guys watch my videos, I'm updating you on the weather, and it's because the weather is so bad here. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually ready for warm weather. Anyways though, I'm comfy in my Hogwarts sweater, and I thought because it's like kind of gloomy and weird today that I would show you some pretty sweet pictures that my grandma found and sent to me. It's photos of when I was a kid, and some of these I've seen before and some of them I haven't. Here's the first one. It's me as a baby with sunglasses. I look like Mr. Potato Head, but that's okay. Ty likes to make fun of the size of my forehead when I was a baby, and I just think that's unfair, okay? I was a baby. Look at that little face. There's me like wrapped up in a little white blanket. I don't think I have that smile anymore. I can try though. I'm trying to not show the top teeth. That's terrifying. There's my grandpa feeding me. Oh, you know what? I think that is Estonian blood sausage. For those of you that don't know, my family is from Estonia. And so every single Christmas we have more traditional Estonian meals. And I think this is me eating blood sausage. It looks like it. I liked it then. Don't love it now, but I know it's a delicacy. And for those of you who didn't believe my hair is naturally blonde, this is me with my blonde locks. And that outfit is so 90s with the jean hat and the collared dress. I love it. This is me and Mandy. I don't know if we were about to go to school, maybe, but I love the matching pigtails. We are so cute. Can you tell we're sisters? I feel like our eyes and our noses and our mouth look exactly the same. Like we could be twins. Oh, this is me up at the cottage. This is me when I caught my first fish. I look pretty proud about it, actually. This is probably the one time I've gone fishing, and I never went again. Oh, okay, so I don't know if this is like a health issue, but Mandy and I used to feed chipmunks and squirrels all the time, and I literally mean they would crawl into our lap, we would hold them in our hands, and this was like a tradition at the cottage. Sometimes we were scared because sometimes they would get like super close to our fingers and almost like eat them off, but we love to do this. Oh, this is our little snowman gang that we made. The one that's to my right, I don't know what that is. That's, is that like a snowman baby? Because it's definitely a fail. Definitely. Oh, this is us at Niagara Falls at what's called Maid of the Mist. So you literally get into a boat and you go right up to the falls. I was terrified and we got soaking wet. Obviously, Mandy did not care to wear the hood. She just did not care to get soaked by that waterfall. Oh, this is Mandy and I and my grandpa at a corn maze. And look at that blonde hair shining in the sun. Okay, that's au naturel. Do you think I should go back blonde? No. I feel like I suit the dark locks. Okay, so this is my grandpa and we're decorating him against his will. We would like just cover him in bows and ties and all kinds of like, I don't know, decorative silk blankets. And he does not look thrilled at all. And also what's weird is that my grandpa always had a cardboard cutout of himself. I don't know why. Yes, this is my sister and I trying to be nerdy. This is not our normal outfits, okay? We purposely tried to dress strange, just so you know. This was not like our childhood fit or anything, because that would be weird. Oh, we're eating some green apples. That was like our favorite snack up at the cottage. Oh my goodness. This was the day that we went kayaking. I was terrified. And this is a day, actually, was it this day or was it a different day we went canoeing? I don't know, but my grandpa and I, we were on the lake and I was in front of him and he yelled at me, "Duck!" And I thought he meant like, oh, there's a duck, like go look at the ducks. And I got hit in the head with like this like low lying branch of a tree and I got like knocked out. So when someone says duck, like duck, don't look for ducks. I learned that the hard way. I don't know what my sister and I are doing, but I have braces. This is not a good time for me. This is not a good time, but I think we were making, we're washing the dishes and it looks like she's pulling my hair. I don't really know what's happening here. And yeah, those are all the photos she sent me. I don't know, sometimes it's just nice to like walk down memory lane. Anyway, I gotta go find Tumnus because he has an update for you guys. So at the start of the month, I told you guys that we found a pretty concerning lump in Tumnus's shoulder, and it's never been there before because trust me, he gets pets every single day. And at the beginning of the month, I was like petting him and I felt this hard lump. and it really scared me. And so we took him into the vet. And guys, as soon as the veterinarian felt the lump, he was like, oh, that feels like a chip. If you guys didn't know, puppies usually get their chip placed like in their neck, like right here. And so we found out that his migrated all the way down to his shoulder. And so just to make sure, the vet was like scanning him, and sure enough, there is a microchip all the way down here where it's not supposed to be. So now we were kind of joking and we were like, oh, like our dog has a chip on his shoulder. Just like, you know, the saying. I don't really know what that means. Does it mean like you have a lot going on? You have anxiety? What does chip on your shoulder mean? You're stressed? I don't know, but it's kind of funny. So now we've been saying, oh, Tumnus, you have a chip on your shoulder. Anyway, he's fine. If the chip keeps migrating, we might have to like get it replaced where it's supposed to be, but I'm just glad the lump wasn't anything scary and our boy is gonna be just fine. I cannot believe it's been almost 6 years since we've been married. What are you doing? Aside from getting like dust and hair everywhere.
Don't complain, these are clean.
That's the dog blanket.
I just washed them, I'm folding them.
This is marriage, an example. Anyway, I wanted to show you because my mom requested that she wanted like a photo of me from the wedding framed for her new house. Listen, I hate choosing photos of me. It's so awkward. I'm sure everyone agrees. It's weird to post on Instagram. It's weird to have selfies. And I had to choose like a photo of just me in my wedding dress, and we got it printed, and I'll show you. It's kind of sentimental. But I also like, when I look at this photo, I feel like I can see myself looking sick and frail and not feeling very well on the wedding day, but still excited to get married. Let me show you. Present myself.
Manhandle this for you.
Aww, she's so cute. She's only 25.
Those were the days.
And then there's Tumnus like smashing around. What do you got under there? Huh? What are you smashing under the table for?
Being so casual. This is what I do normally.
Tumnus chasing him. Okay, so I don't know what prompted this memory in my head, but I had to tell you guys something. It's kind of embarrassing. I had plastic surgery when I was in grade 11 in high school, and I didn't tell anyone. It was a secret. I was just super embarrassed about it. And that is because in about, I would say grade 7, maybe 6 or 7, I started developing what I like to call a witch mole on my face. It was right here, just like the witches you see in like fairy tales and movies and stuff, exactly where a witch would have it. And it was like huge right here, okay? And not only was it not flat, like a beauty mark or something you can kind of like cover away, it was big. It went like all the way out here. It was ginormous. It had hairs on it. This is disgusting. But this is why I was embarrassed and I did not want to talk about it. So when I first got it, I remember people in my life, like my cousins and stuff, whenever I would go to their house, because this came on really quickly, like it grew fast, okay, scary fast. So I would like go see my cousins to hang out, and they would literally point at me and scream and be like, oh my gosh, you have a beetle on your face. And like every time I saw them, they would say that and like forget that last time I was like, oh no, like it's just a mole, it's like, don't worry about it. And so it was mortifying, guys. I started wearing like turtlenecks to school. I would always have like my neck down like this, or like my hair over my face in some way. I remember I would like lean on the desk to do work and like do this all the time because I was so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to see it. And I was just like that all through high school, like hiding constantly. It was actually pretty sad. I'd write some pretty depressing things in my diary. Anyway, in grade 11, I remember begging my parents to have surgery on it because I had already been to like doctors and stuff, and it was non-cancerous. So these surgeries weren't, what's the word, elective? They weren't covered, okay? So if I wanted to have it removed, I would have to go to a plastic surgeon, pay a ton of money. I'd have to be put under because the mole was so big, they would have to cut out like a whole chunk of my face and then like put it back together and make sure there was no scars. Now there is a scar, probably hard to see. The day I had the surgery, it was 5 days later that my best friend tried to go after me and hurt me in high school, just like the story time that I told. So literally while she was chasing me through the halls, I had this ginormous bandage on my face with like a throbbingness there as I was running away from her. And it was just not a good sight. There was a lot going on at that time in my life. And people were like, why do you have a bandage on your face? And I'd be like, oh, like I burnt it on a curling iron. Like I would just make up excuses. But I had plastic surgery. that no one knew about. And literally, you probably can't find, or I can't find, any photos of this mole. Anytime someone took a picture of me, I'd be like this. Maybe my grandma has one where like I'm not paying attention and they couldn't see it, but I have like nothing to show you. There's no proof, which is probably good.
Scrubbed it from
I scrubbed it from everything, but now you know. And I wanna make a disclaimer. Everyone is beautiful, and I feel like even at that time, like I was still like a pretty little kid and I should not have been so hard on myself. So if you have a mole, I have moles all over my body, by the way. It was just like, it was in the way. It was in the way.
In the way of what?
In the way, it was just in the way, I don't know. Anyways, I had to bring that up. Hope you enjoyed. This guy had plastic surgery too.
I actually had it probably the same year as you. For me, it was grade 10 at the end of the year. I had my nose done.
You had your nose done.
I had a full rhinoplasty done.
But yeah, it was for health reasons.
It was. My septum was completely snapped in a Z pattern. Sorry, Z for our American viewers. And I couldn't breathe out of my nose properly. Both my brother and I like had our faces mashed from just, you know, rough housing, falling over a lot, and contact sports. So in order to get our noses fixed, they had to do like a rhinoplasty on the exterior to prevent the septum from snapping back into its mangled state. So they had to do a nose job in order to fix my breathing.
Wow, you had a nose job, B.
I did, it wasn't pretty. I would not recommend.
But it was covered.
It was covered, but you had to argue for it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, this kid just wants a nose job. It's like, no, I want to breathe.
I want a regular life.
I don't want to mouth breathe all the time.
All right guys, before I go, I just wanna let you know that I just did an entire video dedicated to the very unsettling Dress to Impress lore. A lot of you have been asking for it, so I set it as a member only video just because I'm not doing like spooky mystery content on like my regular videos anymore. So if you're a member, you're able to watch that creepy Dress to Impress video. I have linked it down below if you want to become a member. It was a very interesting video to make and I am quite disturbed. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog and I will see you in my next video. Bye!